Right. First of all, can we just go around the room and can I hear your guys? I'm pretty sure I know almost every single one of you. But just really quick, we go through your names. No. Heard
Gabby, Jesse,
and
Cindy, Caitlin, Lindsay, Naomi, Katie,
let's say it again.
Ashlyn,
Ashlyn. Okay.
Katie, Madison, Bam,
All right.
Bam,
We're good. I'm sorry, I don't know your name.
Yindam.
Okay. I'm gonna have to practice.
So these are
that
the
one.
preceptors.
Awesome. All right. Well, very good. Just a little bit about myself. I came here to U of A to do my undergrad. Came here from Phoenix, and I did music education on saxophone. I was a huge band geek. Was a drum major for the marching band here. It wasn't until my sophomore year, I think, when I started, maybe it was junior year, started doing dance accompaniment. So I started taking dance classes late in college for my first time ever. You can tell because my feet don't point. My hamstrings will forever be super tight. But anyway, I loved it and kept dancing. I originally started just so I could learn better what the heck I was playing piano for. But then I really enjoyed it and just kept going at it because I loved it. Taught as a band director for a little bit. Came back here, just finished my master's. Now I'm accompanying classes here and moving to Houston soon, which is bittersweet. So, but no, I hope today giving you kind of my perspective, going over rhythm mainly, and then going into Noteflight after that. But as a musician turned dancer, hopefully that'll be enlightening to you guys. Have some ways to connect with music because I really think the two are the same thing, just in different ways you manifest it. So, all right. To get started, we're going to go through that. I'm going to quickly review over a few things. I know Dr. Dawson, you guys have gone over meter, things like that. I just want to quickly review it before we jump into all these rhythms. And we will be using computers today, but I ask you to keep close your computers, put that down. Don't see any phones or iPads, anything. I used to be a band director for middle school, so you can only imagine. So yeah, we're going to old school for a second, so you don't need that right now. Okay, so first of all, we have to organize, music is so complicated. There's so many elements to music, just like there is dance, and you need a way to organize it. One of the ways we organize it is that we have a meter, we have a beat or a pulse going on. So let's review that. So if you have a time signature of 4/4, do you guys remember what the top and bottom numbers mean?
How many beats?
Yes, Caitlin, you're right.
Say it again.
Top is the number of beats.
That is right. And here I have a trick for this. So if we look at 4/4, and then say one measure worth of time, I know there's 4. The top number tells me that there's 4 of something. So I'm just going to draw 4 little note heads there. I don't know what kind of note yet. I just know that the top number tells me there are 4 of them in one measure. Now, if you cover the top one, and I like to turn this guy into a fraction, so it'd be a 4th. The bottom number tells you what kind of note each of those notes are. So a 4th is a quarter, and then you get quarter note. So 4/4 time, there's 4 quarter notes in one measure. We could do this again. We could do 2/4. A lot of times marches are in 2/4, like you do a big grand mal combination ballet. A lot of times it'll be a march in 2/4. So again, the top number tells us that there's 2 of something. Bottom number, cover it up, it's a fraction, 1/4, tells us that every measure has 2 quarter notes in it. Now this, it's like a little formula, a math formula. You could do anything. We could make up, we could do 3/8, and that would tell me there's 3 of something. Cover that up, it's a fraction, it's 1/8, and so it's an 8th note. So one measure of 3/8 time has 3/8 notes. So if you keep that little formula, top number tells you how many notes are in one measure, bottom number, what kind of note is in one measure. All right, going from there, Have you guys talked about beat and pulse? All right, the difference between that. So let's take, let's review that super quick too. I like 6/8 time for beat and pulse. So the 6 tells us what? All right, so I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cover that up, you get what fraction? 8. I honestly don't like math, but in music, I like math. It makes sense in my head. So you get 6 eighth notes and 1 measure of 6/8. And just so you know, you can have eighth notes like this with a little flag off the stem, or you can have eighth notes where they tie the beam on the top. And I think I had a professor tell me that back in olden days, you know, we have technology to write notes really, really fast. When John Williams goes to write a music score for a movie, he can produce notes so quickly. But if you imagine Bach and Mozart back in the day, handwriting symphonies and how many thousands of notes there are, you don't want to draw all these notes. You just want to draw a line over the top and make it quick. So that's why I'm drawing that line over there. So here we go. Stand up real quick. I have something for you guys. I like to use Dalcroze for helping us feel some of these things, put it in our body. So if we're in 6/8 time, there's 6 beats in the measure. So let's feel the beat in our hands. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's get that sway. Now on your feet, rock with me. And right, left, right, left. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. And freeze. All right, so which one, our hands or the feet beat? Which one? Yeah, hands are the beat. And the pulse is where? The feet, yeah, the sway. So you can think of pulse as like your perceived beat. So yeah, this is the beat, but maybe what are you feeling? I'm feeling the rocking motion from that. Let's try it again. Here we go. We'll go to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, when I say go, we're going to swap the beat and the pulse from our hands to our feet. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, switch. 1, ready, go. Last time. 1, ready, switch. Good, 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 good. See, your dancers, you pick up on that so fast. Have a seat. All right. So we have organization. We have a pulse. We have meter that tells us what kind of like the structure of our measure. Now we have a beat, but it would be pretty boring if every time in ballet or any of your classes, if 6/8 was always that. That would get pretty old after a while. So we have different rhythms that can fit within all these time signatures. That's what makes it interesting. That's what makes, you know, the difference between your pieces of choreography and what, you know, different motions, and we could go on forever with that. Let's see. I looked up a definition. I don't know if there's a specific rhythm definition you want to use.
What do you have?
Most simply, just how sound is organized in a measure, or how sound is organized in a given amount of time.
Okay.
So
I also use rhythm is a pattern of movement. Rhythm is a pattern of movement in time, which is how the Oxford Dictionary of Music defines rhythm. So I like both of those.
Oh, okay.
So rhythm is a pattern of movement in time. I like it because of the movement part.
Mm-hmm.
And then yours is also what? What did you just say?
How sound is organized, and usually it's said within
a particular
pattern
space of time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Another thing that I like to associate with rhythm is duration, because rhythm isn't always where the note starts. It also is where the note ends, and we'll talk about that in more detail in a second here. All right, so I'm going to introduce you to one of my favorite things. This is called the note tree. And I'm all about visual aids, so you can see. Who here, has anyone played an instrument before, or been in choir, or something like that? Okay, so some of this might be basic review for you, but bear with me. All right, so on the rhythm tree, you have your whole note. And have you guys gone over notes yet, or?
No, but can we give them, I'd like to give them words as well as counts, like we usually do.
Sure.
And I have a couple of words to pick up. So go ahead and say what you're going to say about the
All right. So if we're going to stay in common time, which is
or simple meter.
Yeah, simple meter. So 4/4 time, 4 beats per measure. And then I'll go through this chart really quick, and then Dr. Nuss will help you find. I think it'll be good. My brain works very mathematically, and I think for some of you that'll make sense. Dr. Nuss has a great way with using alternative words to help just feel the rhythm, which will be excellent too. So starting with the whole note. Whole note looks like a big goose egg. Gets 4 counts within 4/4 time. If you divide 4 in half, you get 2 and 2. So you're then left with 2 half notes. From there, you divide both of those. In a measure of 4/4 time, you've seen that before, the 4 quarter notes. Now if we go one further, divide all of those in half. And one measure of 4/4 time, 4 quarter notes is also, you can fit in there 8 eighth notes. And if you go one more time, I mean, you could theoretically keep dividing forever, but we're going to be reasonable today and end at 16th notes. And so within all time, if I started with, a slow beat of 1, 2, 3, 4, full note, 2, 3, 4, half note, quarter, 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 eighths, 16ths. And these are all just subdivisions, but all of these fit within one measure of 4/4 time. And there is a way, if you want to count this, again, Dr. Nuss is going to help you with words that fill up the same rhythm. This starts on 1 and it goes all the way through the measure. This starts on, and actually, I'd like to, take one, pass it down. Yeah, you don't have to write all this down. Let's see. So that one starts on 1. The 2 half notes, you have 1, and then a half note takes up 2 counts. So it's 1 and 3, but sometimes in parentheses, I like to remind ourselves that this half note covers both 1 and 2, and this half note covers both 3 and 4. And that's what I mean by duration. It doesn't just begin on beat 1, but a half note, that rhythm, literally takes up the space and time from beat 1 to beat 3. It carries over beat 2. With the quarter notes, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. If you're in Michael Williams' jazz class, you hear a lot of 1 and 4. So here's your ands. And then if you, 60 notes, those are really fast. I've heard a lot of tab classes break it down into 60 notes. You have 1, E and 2, E and 3, and 4. All right. So yeah, that's how it fits mathematically. Another way I like to see or look at this tree starts in the center and breaks out, but if you want to think of it as a timeline, if the whole note is here, and this is one measure, the half note starts at the beginning, but the second half note would be halfway. Quarter, 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 quarter. Eighths. And so on. And I like viewing it like this as well, because it shows you, it keeps on, time keeps on going, no matter what. Once you get the beat going, 1, 2, 3, 4, the whole note lasts all 4. Half note, quarter, quarter, quarter. So Dr. Noss, would you help us with some of the words you like to share?
Yes, I'm actually going to, oh yes, Kaylee.
Sure. Oh yeah. Let's see. Here you go. Yeah, I know the 1E and a 2E and looks a little intense.
That's, oh, well, that's why I was going to go back to the, what do you need from this page? Or you just want to write down what his words are? Okay, sure, let's take a second. But then we'll use the other page that you wrote on to do the words.
Sure.
Because as you know, people learn in different ways. Does anybody in here feel like they have math anxiety? Like math really bugs them? They have trouble with it. So I find that students that have trouble with, they just get anxious about numbers, and that doesn't work so great for them. The 1, 2. Some people, musicians are taught, this is how musicians are taught to count. Dancers don't count like this at all. That's not totally true, but we have a different way of counting. We count the phrase. So I like to put words with the notes. And that isn't my invention. There's a man named Suzuki. Do you know about the Suzuki method? It's a, what is his first name? Do you remember? I don't either. Mr. Suzuki created a method of learning violin and piano where you essentially learned by ear. And so he had specific words that went with the rhythms too, but we like to make up our own words. So are we ready to go back to that thing? So you can write these words. So this year I would like us to use soup for the whole note. So if you can think soup, soup. Let's sing that together. Soup, soup. So that's our whole note. Half note is going to be, this is all about food, because I want it to be about food. Pie. So this one's going to be pie, pie. And actually, yes, I was clapping a quarter note. So let's go back to soup, and we'll do soup like this. Soup, pie, pie. So you see how those two happen in there? And then this is going to be cake. So now we've got soup, pie. Let's do soup, pie, cake. Soup, pie, pie, cake, 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 cake. Good. And then this is going to be pizza. So let's go a little bit slower. 1, 2, here we go. Soup, pie, pie, cake, 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 cake. Pizza, 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 pizza. And are we ready for the last one?
It's sloppy, but
that's okay. Bill, can you just push it up a little? So I'm going to give you the dancer's choice. This looks kind of like a half note at the end. Can you fix that? Thank you. So there are several options. We can use watermelon. What are the other options?
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter. Peanut butter. Is that what your class did? Peanut butter?
Caramel, isn't it?
Cocoa butter. Cocoa butter. Watermelon. Watermelon. Mr. Suzuki used Mississippi. Mississippi. But let's keep it in the food realm. So you want watermelon or cocoa butter? Watermelon. So we're going to use watermelon. So now let's take it quite a bit slower because watermelon is going to come out really fast. So here we go. 1, 2, here we go. Soup, pie, pie, cake, 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 pizza, 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 watermelon, 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 watermelon. Excellent. So now, are you going to move on to our rhythm patterns?
Yeah, I have a few more things.
Okay, go ahead.
And I'd like to try. Actually, let's do a group A and B really quick. Have you guys heard of a metronome? And so metronome is, a lot of musicians love and hate it, have a love-hate relationship with it. So it keeps that a consistent beat, so that while you're practicing, it's like, oh, this part's hard, and I really need to slow it down and or I'm taking too much time there. So let's do these 3 rows and those 3 rows. So group A, group B. We have group A, we're gonna have you be our metronome for a second. Group B, I'm gonna point to different ones of these, different subdivisions of the beat. So they're the beat. So if they're going 1, 2, 3, 4, and I point to soup, you're going to clap and hold that. Oh, and let's learn how to clap for this purpose, for these purposes. If it's a whole note, since the duration of a whole note expands and takes over all 4 beats, when you clap, keep your hands together for 1, 2, 3, 4, half, no, and so forth. If you let go, that's going to represent a rest, and we're going to get into rest in a second. But for now, keep the hands closed to show that the beat or that the rhythm is still continuing. So, watermelon. So let's not rush. Keep a very consistent beat. Here you go. Group A, or metronome. Here we go. Group B, 2. Ready, start. Half, no. And we can just clap for it now. Yeah. Here we go. Quarter. You can say it in your head if you want to. Here we go. Go to pizza. And squeeze through it. Here we go. Ready, swap. You're the metronome now. So you're representing the quarter notes, which are the beat. Here we go. Let's start with half note and high. Ready, and pizza. And cake. Yeah, so we're even here. Pizza. Soup, go. 2, 3, 4. Good, yeah, that is it. All right. Now, could you tell, I think there was one part where we might have sped up just a little bit and it gets harder to fit in all of the pizza. So when you're a metronome, just remember to be a good metronome. It's like the pianist for your ballet class. When they speed up, certain things get a lot harder. So just keep that in mind. Steady beat. All right. And you have this in front of you, so we don't need to spend too much time on this. But just like there is a note tree, music is what? The balance of sound and silence. So yes, we have notes, but we can't have rhythm unless there's silence to balance it out at certain points. So every note has an equivalent. The rest tree shows you how we divide it just like a whole note. And if you turn to the next page over, you see that the whole note equals this rest, a whole rest. What's nice is that they share the same name, whole note, whole rest, half note, half rest. And if you want to try practice writing these on site, when I think of whole note and a whole rest, I think of a hole in the ground. So you go to that second line, and it looks like this. The whole rest is like a hole in the ground. So it hangs off on the bottom of the line. You have the half note, the half rest. That one is like half hat, top hat. So I think of it like a little top hat there. This one last year we called the Harry Potter rest because it's like the scar, the lightning bolt.
I like that.
And an easy way, you can do kind of a Z on the diagonal there, a little lightning bolt, and then the letter C.
Oh, I like that very much.
Yeah, Harry Potter.
And I like how you did that, the Z with the C, because we were going to use just a Z this year,
Oh.
but I like the ZC. Maybe we'll use that this year.
And then the eighth note, on the eighth note rest, we kind of think of a fancy 7. And then just like the notes, in our note anatomy here, we have the head of the note. This is the stem. We have the flag. One flag is an eighth note. And from there on out, every subdivision, it looks the same, just we add another flag. It's the exact same thing with the rests. We start with the 7, we can draw that again, but we have one more. Now we have the 16th rest. So just know every one of these notes also has an equivalent to mirror it.
May I share my whole rest, half
Yes.
rest story? So I started playing piano when I was very young, and even though I could read then, my teacher still had great little tricks to remember things. So when I was taking piano lessons, men wore hats, not baseball caps, but I don't know what kind they're called, the kind with the brim. My dad had a hat. So what? No, not like that. I'll bring one in and show you. Anyway, so my teacher said, this is a hat. It looks kind of like a hat. So a whole gentleman tips his hat to a lady. And this is a hat. A half a gentleman does not tip his hat to a lady. So that's how I was taught to distinguish between a whole rest and a half rest. I like to share that legacy.
All right. All right, so now that we know our note trees here, let's move forward. Now you have some rhythm studies in that little packet, but I have some that print out some extras to begin with. So let's start in 2/4. 2/4 time here. So in 2/4 we have, how many beats are in a measure? 2. And we look at the bottom and it tells us what type of note gets 1 count. A quarter note. So every measure could have, well, see, here's the thing. There's so many different combinations mathematically that you could have in a measure of 2/4. So you could have 2 quarter notes. What else could you have? 1 half note. How many eighth notes could you have in 2/4? 4. And then keep multiplying by that. You could have 8, 16 notes. So let's collapse some of these. I don't know, Dr. Nuss, you want us to...
Let's use the words.
You want to use the words?
But we can use your clapping device.
Okay.
So,
Clapping with the words. So try to hang in there with those. So we have, that's going to be,
pie,
I need to look at that. We have pie, cake, pie,
pizza.
All right, let's try it. 1, 2, ready, go. Pie, cake, pie, pizza. Good, and actually, I like that we're using her voice because we can demonstrate the duration with her voice. So instead of going pie, cake, because we're showing where the note starts and where the note ends. So it's going to be important, just like we're holding our hands and squeezing through the note, that we don't say pie, but we say pie, cake. Otherwise, we'd have to write a rest in there, but it's a half note. So we call it rhythmic integrity. So here we go. Try it again. This time, sustain with your voice as you say pie. And 1, 2, ready, go. Pie, cake, pie, pizza. All right, try the next one. 2, ready, and pie, cake, pizza, pie, pizza.
Good people.
At least, if you're getting tongue-tied with the words, get the claps in there or vice versa. Let's try the next one. Measure 9. 2, ready, and cake, pizza. Very good. 13, 2, ready, and all right. Now, we get a little syncopation. Have you guys had syncopation before or heard of it?
In jazz class, maybe?
And just like when I was teasing about Michael Williams' class, but he's the perfect example. Whenever he does 1 and 4, it's you're shifting it off of the beat. And this is a perfect example of that. So for those of you who like the counts, if I were to put the counts in here, we know that 4 eighth notes fit in 1 measure. And if I wrote 1 and 2 and, this quarter note has 2 eighth notes in it. So the rhythm, 1 and 1, 2. And I don't know.
And I think if we did the words, we would go
Yeah.
pea cake, pea cake, cake.
Pea cake.
Pea. So the first part.
Okay.
Pea cake, pea cake. Or would that be okay? Pea
Yeah.
cake. I think that's easier.
Yeah, let's do that.
Pea cake, cake. Pea cake, pea cake. Pizza cake.
We'll try it. Let's slowly. Let's try pea cake. And 2, ready, and pea cake, pea cake, cake, pea cake, pizza cake. Yeah, try. Look at the last 2 again. Pea cake, pizza cake. Try just the last 2 measures, starting here. Here we go. 2, ready, and
Pea cake, pizza cake.
there you go. Very good. All right, let's see what the second level here has. All right, congratulations. You have graduated to basic intermediate.
Wow.
All right. Here, let's try. Let's start at the beginning, and if we have to stop, we have to stop. The rest. So now we're including rest now. So open the hands for the rest. All right. Here we go. Starting up here on the top. 1 and 2. Ready and go. And I. Rest and rest and take. Rest. Take. Rest. Rest.
Pizza cake, pizza cake, pizza
Cake, pea.
Here, I know the words are words. Can we just clap it? So take numbers. Nope, don't think numbers. Don't think words. Just do the clapping for this one. Here we go. 1 and 2. Ready and go. And. All right.
Emily had a question.
Yeah. Claire.
Sorry.
In the first measure,
Yes.
why is it a whole rest?
That's a really good question. So when we demonstrated the whole rest in, actually I've seen it both ways, and I don't know preceptors and Dr. Nas.
I would prefer that be a half rest.
Me too.
So cross it out and
Yeah.
make it so.
And the reason I think they put it there is that some people would recognize a whole rest just means the entire
Measure is resting.
But it's so easy just to put the
I
half
think
rest.
it should be a half rest.
So good question. We'll make that
Excellent
half rest.
question, Claire.
Yeah, Samuel Stokes, I have
We have a bone to pick with
bone to
you.
pick with you. All right, here's another one. Will be quite syncopated. So I have little 8th note rests in there. So if we're going 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 2. And sometimes when you get so many rests like that, I kind of like to pulse the rest, and it feels rhythmic to me. I feel like, I'm not static, but I'm using rests are important. They're not, they're not just written there for nothing. Rests can be very accented almost, written correctly. So yeah, use the rest as a rhythmic gesture. Here we go. This is 13. 2 and ready and clap and. Add the foot in
Very
there.
good.
So keeping 1, 2, 1, try it again, and. Awesome. All right, Dr. Nuss, do you want to delve into dotted?
I don't know.
I'll just give a quick explanation.
Okay, it'll be quick.
All right, I'll try. Okay, dotted
They'll
rhythm.
get it. They'll get it. Just be about
Yeah, when you add a dot to a rhythm, and you'll see there's different. There's this notation as well. If it's under or directly above the note head, that's an articulation marking. That has nothing to do with the rhythm. That's how you would play the note or sing or dance. When it's on the side, right after or right before a note head, a dotted rhythm just means you're adding half of itself to itself. So let's look at that. If you have, so half of itself, let's actually start with the bigger rhythm. So if you had a half note, what's half of a half note?
A quarter
Oh,
note.
yeah, a quarter. Quarter. So half of 2 is, 1 plus 1 is 2. As we're clear on that. Okay. So if we add a dot to this, we're adding half of itself to itself. So half of a half note is a quarter. So now, so if you divide a half note in half, you get a quarter note. So you're adding 1 quarter note to a half note. A dotted half note is equal to 3 quarter notes. A whole note, dotted whole note. Half of that is 2. So really, how many quarter notes is a dotted whole note worth? 6. Now let's go back to this page. This one's a little bit trickier because we have to go into a smaller subdivision. But if you have a dotted quarter note, so it's how many eighth notes?
Can you say the question again?
How many eighth notes is the dotted quarter? So adding half of itself to itself.
8.
It's 3 eighth notes because half of, if we split a quarter note into 2, you get an eighth note and an eighth note. And then if we add half of itself, so half of it is 1/8 note. So this is really 1, 2, 3 eighth notes long, which works perfectly because we know there are 4 eighth notes in a measure of 2/4. So dotted quarter is going to take up 3 of those eighth notes, which leaves us with that last one. So let's hear what that sounds like. Does this make sense, Candace?
I'm trying so hard.
So the dotted rhythm, that takes a while to get used to, I think, practice. Let's hear what it sounds like first. Let's go slow tempo here. So if we're going 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, it sounds 1 and 1, 2, 1 and 2. Let's not look at the second half. I just wanted that we just get the first part here. Here we go, just clap that. 2 and ready and go. And 1, 1, 2. All right. So yeah, one more time. In a measure of 2/4, there's 2 eighth notes. Oh, sorry, 2 quarter notes, which also takes the place of 4 eighth notes. A dotted quarter. So a quarter note takes up 2 eighth notes. A dot means you add half of itself to itself. So we know it already takes up 2, but we need to add half of it to it. So add just 1 more. And that's why it takes the space or the duration of 3 notes, which leaves you with that one last eighth note. So over here, it's super messy. Wait, is it? Over here, yeah. That's why we get that 1 eighth note left over. But that's a little more advanced. We're going to stick with our regular rhythms today. And I know Dr. Nuss will have a word for that as well. All right, let's go into, this one's a fun one before we leave 2/4. Triplets. So, okay, I have to make this statement. So just like when you say jazz dance, a lot of times you're not dancing to actual jazz music. Same thing with triplet. A lot of times, like a triple step, and I hear teachers say triplet step sometimes, is just 3 steps. When we say triplet in music, it's something a little bit different, but it is involving 3. So we know that in 2/4 time, if we had, is really 2 quarter notes. But we learned, or we just went over our note tree, and we learned that 2 eighth notes fit into 1 quarter note. A triplet is squeezing 3 eighth notes in the space of 1 quarter. So it's not normal, but if we put that 3 above, that's telling us, okay, instead of 1 and 2 and or pizza, pizza, the 3 tells us that it's a different rhythmic figure. So instead of pizzas, since it's a triplet, we're going to go triplet.
Caramel. We use
Caramel.
caramel. We'll
Yes,
use caramel.
okay. So this one will be caramel. All right. And for that one, we can go caramel, or that would be
Pie.
pie. All right, let's try that one. Just without hands, let's use voice only. Here we go. 1, 2, or 1 and 2 and ready and go and caramel, caramel, pie. Caramel, caramel,
pie. Let's do it again.
Here we go. And actually, can we? Oh, this is what I want to try. Can we do group A, group B again? Because I want you to feel why it's not just 3, but we're squeezing 3 in the space of 1. So group A, your metronome. And. Here we go. Start with 8th notes. Ready, and. Go to quarter note. Now we're going to go to triplet. Listen to it first. And ready, and go. And caramel, caramel. Now 8th note. Caramel. And 8th note. Good. Now, if you guys can be our quarter note, or metronome here, let's try it exactly how we did it. Here we go. Ready, 8th notes, ready, go. Quarter note. Here we go. We're going to do triplet. Let's get in our ear. Triplet, caramel, ready, go. And 8th note. Caramel, pizza. Good, good, good.
Very good, people.
Yeah, so, and the trick to that is keeping it even. Dr. Oz, can you be my metronome? So not to go caramel, it's the hard part is caramel, evenly. But you guys were doing a really good job with that.
Great.
So awesome. All right, let's go into, I know we have, see how we're doing on time. We don't stay in 2/4 meter all the time. We do have 3/4 meter. So here we go in 3/4 time. So we have 3 beats in 1 measure. Here's where that dotted rhythm comes in handy. So a half note is 2 counts, but we're in 3/4 time. So an easy way to show a note that takes up the entire measure, just add a dot on that. So it's 3/4 notes now, adding half of itself to itself. So do you have a word for?
Does anyone want to suggest a word for 1, 2? That dotted half note. It needs to be 1 syllable.
Egg.
Oh, fig. About what? Egg. Yeah, so egg. Egg. Sorry. They like egg.
All right, so we have egg.
Yes. Hash browns.
We have pie, cake, pie, egg. All right, let's try this one in 3/4 time. What dance form is do you guys do like all the time? All waltz, yeah. What does waltz sound like?
1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
There you go. All right, here we go. And let's clap and try the words here. And let's go a little bit slower.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, and 1. Ready, go.
Egg, pie, cake, pie, egg.
There we go. And good.
Very
Actually,
good.
if I were the conductor, I would show you the last one. Egg. Actually, I would go all the way to 1. Egg, and cut you off there on 1. So I would show you, like, please fill out that note right to the end, just like you have your beautiful arabesque. You wouldn't drop it right before the next downbeat. You would suspend. Your back would hurt. And, here we go. Let's try the next one. So we have cake, pie, and then pizza. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 1. Ready, go.
Cake, cake, cake,
Pie, cake, cake,
pizza, cake,
cake. All right. I think we can do measure 9 all the way through the bottom here without stopping. Here we go. So, and you know, as a musician, as we're playing, a lot of times our eyes are actually ahead of the music, just because there's not enough time. So when you're getting here, have your eyes already jump and you're ready to go on that second line. Let's give it a try. Here we go. 1, 2, and actually, do you think you can handle words I'm clapping?
Yes.
Take it.
Oh, okay. Oh, don't even have to ask. We can do this. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 1. Ready, go.
Cake, pizza, cake, cake, pizza, 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 cake,
Oh, gosh.
pizza, pizza, cake, pizza, cake, pizza, cake, pizza, cake, pie, pizza, cake, 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 pizza, 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 cake, cake, pizza, cake.
Good. Rest. Cake, cake, cake. Cake, cake, cake. Awesome.
Very good, people.
Good job. All right. And for you guys, I just added this. I mean, we're running out of time, so we don't have to go through all of these. But in your packet, you have some rhythm studies in there. So if Dr. Noss, later on, if you want to review, keep these in your binder with you so that you can refer to them. And I'll give you a copy of those too. Really quick, I know this isn't too much on rhythm, but it helps you feel the space. Have you guys conducted these meters yet?
A little bit, yeah.
You want to try that?
Yes.
All right, stand up. All right, so let's do 2-4. 2-4. If we're conducting, it's kind of like a J pattern here. There's different ways you could do like a check mark. Let's do a check mark actually. So if we're in 2-4 time, we have 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 1, 2. So you have your downbeat, and I come straight down, and then I come out to the side a little bit, and I'm hitting the same spot, so I'm clear of showing where that beat is. So that's feeling 2. Is what motion is bigger, coming down or coming up?
Down.
And I shouldn't say bigger because I guess they're the same size, but you would feel the weight 1, 2, and 1, 2. All right, let's try it like a J. Let's smooth it out. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and all right. Let's go into 3-4. So 3-4, we start up always so that we can see where the downbeat is coming. We have 1. Now we're going to go out to the right, 2, coming back up, 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. Now 4-4 and 3-4 are very similar. We're just going to add one more thing, more beat. So you're coming down 1, but now go across to your left for 2, go straight out for a 3, coming back up on 4. Right? We go 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Let's say we're doing something, a march. It's very staccato. Actually, let's do something really light. Here you go. Show me 1, 2, a little prick. 4, 1, 2, 3. Now show me an adagio. 1, 2, 3. Your arm is in peanut butter. 2, 3, 4. We go faster. 2, 3, 4. We get a little bit smaller. 4, 1, 2, 3. Clear downbeat. And 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. And do a cutoff just like Pitch Perfect. Or is it that? Is it that you've been cut off? Yeah, we do that. Good. All right. Have a seat. Okay. All right, I think we're ready for
Noteflight.
Noteflight. All right, Lisa, thank you for not using your electronic devices during class. If you can pull it open, is anyone not signed up with Noteflight yet? It's really quick if you need to do it. Don't worry, you will not be shunned in the town square. You can. So I'm going to switch this over so you can see it. All right, so yeah, noteflight.com. And there are a lot of music writing programs out there. This one is nice for an educational setting. One, because we can freely access it. Two, which will come in hand later, you can share your compositions with each other. So when you get into groups for an assignment later in the semester, you'll be able to take a score, send it to one of your teammates, and they can edit and add notes to it. Some other ones, I don't know if you guys have messed in it before. I know there's a lot of apps that do this. Two really popular ones, Sibelius and Finale. I think they're both great. I think Finale is a little bit more user-friendly. But if you want to get more into music composition. Anyway, so Noteflight. Today, we're going to write out Happy Birthday. And you can play it back and it'll sound just like Happy Birthday. But not that we want to, our goal isn't to learn how to write Happy Birthday. We just want to get you guys comfortable with using the tool palette on here and being able to add notes, add dynamics, crescendo, things like that, because later you will be using this for a big assignment. So I'm going to give you a jump start on this. So is everyone in Noteflight?
Yeah.
All right. Go to New Score.
So do you want to share with somebody? Or I can go see myself.
All right. And if you click, I'm just going to go through this slowly, but please stop me if there's something you're like, oh, I can't find that, or where did you pull down to get that tool? Yeah, feel free to stop me and I'll go over that. So yeah, if you click on title, let's call it Happy Birthday. And we're really excited about it. All right, put your name over on Composer. But really, I guess we're arrangers, aren't we? We didn't compose this. All right, if we go to Happy Birthday, is that, do we know what meter that's in? Is it 4/4, 3/4, 2/4? Here, sing it in your head and use your hands. Or aloud.
That's okay, Kate.
Yeah, feel it. What meter do you think it is? And I'll give you a secret, a little tip here. Happy isn't the downbeat. Happy is a pickup note. Happy bird.
We're singing all together.
Yeah, there you go. Let's sing it all
Someone's
together.
birthday?
No,
It was my birthday Saturday, so you can sing happy birthday to me.
It's true. Here we go. And 1, 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, it's in 3. Happy birthday. That's a really high key, Dr. Nas Fermata. Happy birthday to you. All right, so yes, it is in 3. But right now, our time signature says we're in 4, so let's change that. You just have to click on it once. Beats per measure, we want 3. Okay. But remember I said happy birthday does not start on beat 1. There's a pickup note. So, if you want to be an educated person, whenever you count off happy birthday, instead of going 1, 2, 3, or 5, 6, 7, 8, just go 1, 2. Happy birthday. And the whole party will be in sync. That's awesome. All right, here we go. This is, we're in 3-4. If we click on it again, we're going to say it's a pickup. And let me try 2. It should be 2. Yeah, I'm switching this to pickup because the first measure, like I said, it doesn't start right on happy birthday as a pickup note. So,
oh, come on.
so it goes into, actually, let's try it with, let's see what 1 does. Oh, no.
I think that's confusing.
Oops.
Go back to 3-4.
It should be in
Beats per measure.
Oh, there we go.
Beats per measure. So now you can do the pickup.
do you want?
Why is it doing that?
Now this is the thing you'll find. This Noteflight is good in a way because sometimes it will fill in things for you ahead of time. Like if you're entering notes, it will not allow you to enter too many notes. If you like add, you know,
An 8th note or something.
an 8th note extra, it won't let you add that. But also, then it does these overcorrecting things. So I'm just going to do edit undo. Good question. All right, so I wanted.
Yeah.
I wanted a pickup. So I'm just going to put 1.
That's fine. Actually.
All right.
This song is Happy Birthday too.
We'll be able to pick a note here in a second. When later in the semester, your focus is going to be on rhythm. So I'm going to show you notes right now. So when we play it back, you can hear it actually sounds like Happy Birthday. So I'm going to put a note here. Now on Noteflight, sometimes you can't immediately go and pick the note you want. Sometimes you have to put the note and you have to change it. So if, say I want an 8th note, just put the quarter note there. And since it's orange, that means you're using that note currently. Changes to an 8th. All right. So right now we have happy. All right, let's go on. I'm going to swap over. I can't, or sorry, this is what I mean. If I go over here, I'm going to swap that to quarter note. And that, now I put in the wrong note. So there's several ways you can adjust it. See how that one's orange, that one's black. So I'm working with that note. I can either use the arrow key and pull it down, or you can click on it and slide it down. Going on from there.
Pick on the rest.
Oh.
G.
4th. It's a 4th, so it's F.
It is a.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I got it.
We're just kind of.
The 8th note?
Yeah.
So I first put in the quarter note, and then I went, right after I put in the quarter note, then I pressed the 8th note, and then it changed the first quarter note to an 8th note, and then I added 1 more.
Oh, no, I do. Okay, so you know this. Oh my God. Okay,
Thank you, preceptor.
You see that? I am lost.
I don't know.
Right. So yeah, let's make sure we get everyone up to this point. All right. So we can if you click on that one.
Anybody else?
Move it to C. It'll have what it says. There you go. Now add another one, click on the rest, and then do that same thing. There you go. Now, the next note is There, and now we want quarter. So now we go down here and click the quarter. Yes, that one, just and now just click the quarter. And now it's so a lot of times you have to show it wrong, and you have to go to the tool palette and just choose it. Yeah, and honestly, that is what frustrates me. You have these design programs where you can just click on it and yeah. Okay, so stones orange is now change it to one yes.
Oh, sorry.
We're okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Does that work on the phone?
Yeah, it's on here. It's just kind of like more using the chat.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So
Someone else need help?
yeah.
You guys good?
Oh my God.
See, that's like.
Yeah,
Whoa, but she's right.
And then now click the
Are we ready to go on?
I don't think it's easy.
Oh, there
All right.
So we're ready to go on to the next measure?
Yeah.
So as you can see, we have pizza, cake, pie. We need pie there, but you have to change it to this, to the pie note. Okay? And then we do this again. Oops, go to the eighth notes. Oops, don't do that.
It's kind of hard, but without the.
Yeah, so just gotta figure out the notes.
That makes sense.
We want that to be the eighth
Oh, how do I
note.
go? No, we just figure it out ourselves.
There we go.
Yeah.
So keep in mind that whatever is orange is what you're affecting. So if you're on orange and your next note you want to be a quarter, if you press quarter before you go to your next note, you're actually going to change what you're already on. So make sure that you click on the rest, then start using the palette, or else you'll start affecting things behind. And now, so Dr. Nass is going to change that, so you can drag it or use the cursor there.
Or I can use
And that one should be GF. GF.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, click on that one. Okay.
And then a C, correct?
Yep. C-A-F-E-G. So we ran out of space. This is how we add a measure. So if we go up here, and Dr. Nelson, if you hold your cursor, actually, so sometimes we'll do it automatically, and that's what I said about Noteflight. It kind of corrects as it goes on. If you want to, let's see, Dr. Nelson, if you hover right about here.
Here you come, Jen.
Okay.
You switch the changes.
If you hover above the left-hand side, it's going to pull up a plus sign. which that means to add another of what you're over. So right now we're over the measure, so I'm going to add another. Oh no.
Control Z. Control Z.
Wait,
Oh no, wait, all it did was it just moved it down, Bill.
Oh, okay.
It's fine.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
But we don't want it to add that thing, so Control Z.
Okay.
You add it after the 7.
Right.
Right there. Go up.
Oh,
Right there.
right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go after that, and I'll go after. So for this note, well, actually, we're going to put in. I'm going to show you. We're going to enter all the notes first. We're going to play it, and you'll hear that there's some things we're going to want to change. I'll show you what to add. There should be a zoom. So I know some of you are not on a laptop, you're on a phone or an iPad. So if it's hard to enter with your finger because it's so small, you can actually zoom down here. And then it's a lot easier to maybe add a note in there. You can zoom back out. It's just down here on the bottom right hand corner.
I just think.
How do you what?
I don't know how
Seven.
Now it's just right off.
Oh, how do I add measures? Yeah, so go to the right here after the last measure, and you add and press that plus sign.
Oh, you need a
So that's the last one.
Okay.
And then you want it to be harder note. This one? Yeah. And then you can add.
She played it?
Whatever.
Oh, it just adds a
Yeah.
All right. So, and like I said, I know for happy birthday we're being specific about where the note goes, and I know some of you might not know, is this an F, is that a G? It doesn't matter for today, just go off of what you see here and match the symbol, because when you do this in your groups later in the semester, you're just going to keep the rhythms all on the same line. But we're just going to use happy birthday for today.
How did you flip that note around on the 7?
This one?
Yeah.
Is it too low or is it?
No, but you can put up and then do it. Next one.
All right.
And then
So
add
you can
more.
play this back.
Over your mouse.
So say, you know, you add or put in all your rhythms and you want to hear what the rhythm is or double check your own counting, clapping. If you go up here to the right above your name, play, and it gives you the option, you can play it from the start, you can play it from a certain section. I'm going to say play it from the start. Let's see if happy birthday actually sounds like happy birthday.
So listen to Bill's.
There you go. I should probably check if the sound is going on this.
And what on the check on the computer.
Oh,
Oh, on the panel, yes.
You're welcome.
Okay, sound check. All right, so already playing it back, our ears are telling us, ooh, something's kind of funky there. So that's because we need a key signature. And I know this we don't really talk about in class. To fix that for right now, if you go to the flat sign, oh no. You gotta click the one you want. So now it's orange, that's the flat, and that's flat. And that's because we could change the key signature over here, but we don't.
We're not going to today.
Yeah, we don't need that. So as we sing Happy Birthday, let's take a look at starting at measure 6. Birthday, dear so and so. What do we do with that note there? Yeah, I heard it, fermata. So we take an extra time. It's dramatic. You know, who is it for? It's Dr. Nott's birthday. You know, happy birthday, dear Dr. Knott. So you hold it out. To do that, we are going to go into some of these the symbols here. Let me see.
Select a note first.
We want this one. This little, it looks like a bird's eye.
And look, it calls it fermata.
Yep. So as you go over, it says fermata. Add that, and that means to hold that note. All right. Now let's play it back and see if it sounds like what it's supposed to. Happy birthday. And I think it's interesting that that's what the computer thinks a fermata should be, which I thought that was a decent.
It was decent.
It was a decent fermata, but in real life, you know, you would go off in the moment. Maybe the conductor would show you and dictate how to do that section. Now here comes the fun part. We're going to do some fun version of this. Just like in dance, you know, you have steps, you have maybe choreography, but you can do one thing so many different ways. How you accent something, how you initiate the movement. Is it heavy? Is it soft? Is it quick? Is it fast? So let's add some dynamics to this to make it more interesting. It's happy birthday, and we're probably really excited. Oh, we definitely are, because we have 3 exclamation points. So what dynamic should we start this off with?
Remember what they are?
Do you want a loud dynamic or a soft dynamic?
Loud.
A loud one. What's do you remember piano and forte?
Forte.
Let's do forte. So if we click, go back to C, and let's check under symbols.
No, it's right above your, go to the left by the T.
By the T. Oh, there we go. Thank you. And if you, so click on the F, and that stands, okay, they're calling it expression text. Now type an F, and you'll get a forte sign.
Oh.
I'm just curious. Let's put a P. Oh my goodness. Penis. Okay, so we can do forte. Actually, we want to end forte. We want to get really loud. So let's start mezzo forte.
Yeah.
So we have room to grow. All right. From there, happy birthday to you. Let's add a crescendo, because we're going to make this keep growing here. To add a crescendo, you see this little hairpin. You get that, and you can drag this to as far as you want it to go. I'm going to pull the beginning of the left knee.
Thank you.
All right. So crescendo, to get louder, it's getting bigger. And that, again, where my tools went to.
Oh my goodness, I don't know what it's doing.
Something fun, I hope.
Okay.
All right, so one more time for the crescendo. I'm going to this line.
Wait, why did you?
And make sure that when you add your crescendo, that where you want it to start is the orange note. Or else.
What's orange now?
So right now, if I wanted to do a crescendo, if I click crescendo, it's going to start it there. But it's not the end of the world, because you can drag both ends of the crescendo and fit it under one note you want. So tell me, what new dynamic do we have here? So we started mezzo forte, and we got louder. So what could we put here? Let's do forte. There's another way to show a dynamic. I'm going to show it down here. You could use the hairpin, or let's do crescendo with the actual word. Oops. All right, for this one, it's another way to show a crescendo. We're verbally saying what that is, but then the dotted line shows us how far are we going to continue the crescendo.
I like colors.
Let's make this the climax. We'll do forte fortissimo. Don't worry, you don't have to be perfect at this yet because you have a semester to work on this. This is just an intro.
Okay, I'm gonna play mine.
Oh, shoot.
All right. Does anyone have a question that I could just show up here? All right. There's some other things we could do to make this more interesting. And honestly, this takes, when I first started this, and well, actually any of us, when we did this, we were making mistakes left and right, and we're musicians. So this takes just time experimenting and be like, oh, what did I do? Edit, undo, and going back and just playing with it. So yeah, don't worry, it's going to take a little bit of time. Let's add, let's see.
Let's make it
Let's do
quiet.
Yeah, I was going to show our articulation. Real quick.
Sure.
So articulation, not this one. I think that's dotted rhythm.
Oh, it is?
Oh, you
Okay, there are. You haven't done. Okay, so you guys haven't done articulation yet, but just a crash course on articulation. Just like how we articulate words, it's how we begin a word. In dance, maybe how your foot strikes the ground. If it's legato, meaning connected, it's going to be gooey. Your foot might slide into a chasse, into something. If it was a frappe, maybe we would want staccato and it'd be light, or maybe a piqué would be a light staccato. So for a musician, that's how we either start the note on our instrument or sing. So let's add articulation. I know you haven't gone over this, but you're going to use it in the future, so I'm just going to show you where it is. Let's do it here. Let's add staccato. And staccato means separated. And so it's going to sound like the notes are a little bit shorter, but it's only because we're adding space. So I click on the note, and then I go to symbols, and then it's the dot here. And staccato means separated. We'll let you hear what this sounds like. And how about, let's have I know we have a pretty dramatic moment here in Happy Birthday, but let's emphasize the end as well. You've heard your dance teachers say accent. What do you guys interpret? Like in dance, if you have an accent, what does that mean?
Accent on the one.
So what's a, yeah.
Nicole?
Sharper.
Yeah, it's,
It has more weight.
it has more weight. It's a way,
Somehow it's emphasized.
yeah, the energy. How do you use your energy? So for this, we're going to emphasize it with an accent. So I'm going to click on the end here. This is an accent symbol called marcato. And it just means we're going to emphasize these notes. And since it's the end, I think it would be an appropriate choice. All right.
Let's listen.
Let's listen. And just looking over, so we have our time signature. We're in 3/4 time. We have dynamic expressions, crescendo, a new dynamic. We have articulation. These are going to be separated a little bit lighter. You'll hear it demonstrated. We're going to crescendo all the way to our fermata, which means we hold it. And then we have some fun accents so that we have an emphasized ending. Okay, we're ready?
Wait.
On your mark. So, all right, so that's what the computer does. I think we can do a better job than the computer showing dynamics.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm gonna go back up to here. Oh. Okay, if you go to the beginning and press E, it starts playing. Let's see. I want an expression. See, this is where this program can be a little tricky.
Did you press the no or the I think that's a 14.
See, I need to get out of,
You have to press that,
but then it adds.
but then it should add, if you click on the MF, shouldn't it, oh.
There we go.
I get you.
Wow, I think it's about.
Double click it. All right, so we're going to start piano. We're going to start soft. We're going crescendo. Forte, we're going to sing these notes here, separated staccato. Big crescendo, hold out the fermata, and a big accented ending. Let's sing it like the music is written, shall we? Here we go. And sorry, happy birthday, really quiet. 1, 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dr. Knox. Happy birthday to you. Cool, so yeah, good job. So yeah, I know this was fast and a crash course, but just showing you, like I said, in the future, you're not going to have to worry about notes. You know, as dancers, yeah, we hear the change of notes, but we're focusing on rhythm. So all of your notes are actually going to be written out on one line. So you'll just purely rhythm. But you know, rhythm too. A snare drummer only has one line music, but they have dynamics, they have expression, they have articulation. So we do need to know how to put in all these different symbols, because that's how we make things have flavor and more interesting. Otherwise, it'd just be pretty dry and boring. So, alrighty.
That's it.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Save it. Oh, one more thing really quick. That's to save it up here. This is really important, actually. In the future, you're going to be doing this within a team for this particular assignment. You need to know how to share it. You can save here. Now, if you go over here to the right on sharing.
Everyone.
All right. In order for, and we have trouble with this pretty much every year, it's a struggle to figure out how to do this successfully. Everyone cannot just only view, but we want them to be able to edit. And they need to be able to find it, so click that. Individuals and make the score, these two you can't do right now. You would have to pay money to have that access to that, but let people copy and export the score so that, say you're in your team and you want a phrase, and so you can copy the phrase, put it into your score. So make sure you click that. And happy birthday with 3 exclamation points is now out there on the Noteflight server. So that's how that works. Cool.
But I think it's also in your file, right? So if you go to
Yes.
if you go to your home.
Let's see. So now I have it saved here. Very cool. All right. Well, thank you guys for letting me come in today.
So much. Next week, you folks will come up here and work with Anton Feinberg on Tuesday, and then on Thursday you'll be going downstairs in 1:30 to work with Bill. Tuesday upstairs, Thursday downstairs.
And on Thursday with me, make sure that, and I'm sure you'll have fun, but make sure you can move because we'll be dancing when you're on.
So next